Àṣàdé 2022 Yorùbá àwa la gidi ọmọ Yorùbá ní gbogbo Canada ẹ wá ká jọ ṣe o.
Oh yes, it is here again. Àṣàdé 2022. The tradition of a people is their identity. It is against this background that Àṣàdé Worldwide Incorporated Canada, in conjunction with the Nigerian Ministry of Information and Culture under the ministerial supervision of Alhaji Lai Mohammed, presents Àṣàdé 2022 Canada, promoting Yoruba cultural heritage in Canada. Coming up on Friday 25th and Saturday 26th November 2022 in the city of Winnipeg, Manitoba, Canada. The theme of this year's Àṣàdé Canada is building a peaceful environment and unity. Friday 25th is the grand opening ceremony with the launching of the Àṣàdé Cultural Museum and showcasing of our various cultural totems. Venue 617 St. Mary's Road, Winnipeg, Manitoba, R2M3L8. While the grand finale will come up on Saturday 26th November at Transcorner Social Club, 2070 Dugald Road, Winnipeg, Manitoba. Time 11 a.m. to 6 p.m. Entry is FOC. Oh yes, free of charge. Our royal father of the day is Oba Dr. Yisa Shola Adeniyi Olaniyan, the Onipokia of Ipokia land, while the celebrated theatre practitioner and the national president of Tampan, Bolaji Amusho, Mr. Latin, will be leading other notable movie actors and actresses to grace this year's event, alongside important dignitaries and Yoruba cultural officials who will throng in to witness Àṣàdé 2022 Canada. Safeju Amama is going to be on the bandstand, while there will be potpourri of our rich cultural displays like a Google masquerade and your masquerade, Shango performance, chanting, music, drumming, dancing, acrobatic displays, as well as many traditional games competition, traditional beauty pageants, and many more. Àṣàdé 2022 Canada is proudly supported by the Oyo State House of Assembly, Lagos State Ministry of Tourism, Arts and Culture, as well as Kwara State Ministry of Arts and Culture. Nigerian Ambassador to Canada, Ambassador Adeyinka Asheku, Prince Jide Kosoko, and a host of others are going to be part of the special guest of honor alongside the Canadian Minister for Sports, Culture and Heritage, Honorable Andrew Smith. Àṣàdé 2022 Canada, integration, celebration and promotion of cultural heritage globally. Announcer, the chief host, Ààrẹ Ọmọọba Joel Olaniyi Oyatoye, Bàbá Àṣà.
Ọmọ Yorùbá ní gbogbo Canada ẹ wá ká jọ ṣe o. Àṣàdé 2022 Yorùbá àwa la gidi ọmọ Yorùbá ní gbogbo Canada ẹ wá ká jọ ṣe o.
Oh yes, it is here again. Àṣàdé 2022. The tradition of a people is their identity. It is against this background that Àṣàdé Worldwide Incorporated Canada, in conjunction with the Nigerian Ministry of Information and Culture under the ministerial supervision of Alhaji Lai Mohammed, presents Àṣàdé 2022 Canada, promoting Yoruba cultural heritage in Canada. Coming up on Friday 25th and Saturday 26th November 2022 in the city of Winnipeg, Manitoba, Canada. The theme of this year's Àṣàdé Canada is building a peaceful environment and unity. Friday 25th is the grand opening ceremony with the launching of the Àṣàdé Cultural Museum and showcasing of our various cultural totems. Venue 617 St. Mary's Road, Winnipeg, Manitoba, R2M3L8. While the grand finale will come up on Saturday 26th November at Transcorner Social Club, 2070 Dugald Road, Winnipeg, Manitoba. Time 11 a.m. to 6 p.m. Entry is FOC. Oh yes, free of charge. Our royal father of the day is Oba Dr. Yisa Shola Adeniyi Olaniyan, the Onipokia of Ipokia land, while the celebrated theatre practitioner and the national president of Tampan, Bolaji Amusho, Mr. Latin, will be leading other notable movie actors and actresses to grace this year's event, alongside important dignitaries and Yoruba cultural officials who will throng in to witness Àṣàdé 2022 Canada. Safeju Amama is going to be on the bandstand, while there will be potpourri of our rich cultural displays like a Google masquerade and your masquerade, Shango performance, chanting, music, drumming, dancing, acrobatic displays, as well as many traditional games competition, traditional beauty pageants, and many more. Àṣàdé 2022 Canada is proudly supported by the Oyo State House of Assembly, Lagos State Ministry of Tourism, Arts and Culture, as well as Kwara State Ministry of Arts and Culture. Nigerian Ambassador to Canada, Ambassador Adeyinka Asheku, Prince Jide Kosoko, and a host of others are going to be part of the special guest of honor alongside the Canadian Minister for Sports, Culture Culture and Heritage, Honorable Andrew Smith. Ashade 2022 Canada. Integration, celebration, and promotion of cultural heritage globally. Announcer, the chief host, Ààrẹ Ọmọọba Joel Olaniyo Yatoye, Bàbá Àṣà.
Ọmọ Yorùbá ní gbogbo Canada, ẹ wá ká jọ ṣe o.
Hello, everyone. This is the True Words television station. We have a wonderful program today, and we will appreciate it if dads, moms, the children are all together listening to us, especially if they're from Nigeria and all African countries. We will appreciate that. My name is Elizabeth Brimo, and I will be the host for today. Now, a program that is so special is coming very soon, and it will be on November 25th and 26th of this month. Like I said, it's a 2-day program. Now, it's called Asha Day. Now, Asha, I'm from Nigeria, and this is my language. That word ASA, it means culture, it means way of living, something that you are used to as a family, as a tribe. And we just want to celebrate our culture, and that is why we have this day. Now, we have the main man behind this day. He is somebody that is very passionate about Asha Day. When you see him, you will see the culture in him. And his name is Olaniyo Yatoye. You are welcome.
Thank you so much.
It's good to see you. We are so proud of you.
Thank you so much. I'm happy to be here today too.
And we
Thank you for
really,
having me.
you're welcome. We really appreciate what you are doing, especially about Asha Day, and now you are protecting the culture as a whole. Now, for those that are just hearing about the word itself, Asha, what does it mean? Because I know most people will be thinking, what does Asha mean? You know,
Yes.
so can you tell us the meaning?
Thank you so much, ma'am. Actually, sometimes even some people that are not familiar with the word Ashade, in fact, the white people, or let me say, some people that are not from the same background like us, they say ASA Day. And so sometimes I try to correct them. Anyway, you did it right, but it's Ashade. So the reason why we make it Ashade is because we want people to ask questions about it. We believe that when you come out with something that people don't really understand, then you have already created rooms for questions.
That's
and
right.
when people ask you questions, definitely you are going to give them more meaning, even
That's
more
right.
than what they expected from you.
Yeah.
So when we say Ashade, it's just a simple word. It's a cultural day. But the reason why we use SA is because we use Yoruba word. So we know everybody have their own culture, but this time around we are talking about Yoruba aspect of it. So it means that we are talking about Yoruba culture. But we don't want to segregate other people. That's why we make it Asha. Then we put day. So they can understand that it's still combination of Yoruba word and the English word.
Excellent.
And you have already answered the question. What is the meaning of Asha Day? It just is a way of life. Our culture is a way of life.
That's right.
And then when we are trying to project something to people, you need to call their attention first before you cannot get their audience. And the moment they are now have the interest to hear what you want to say, or they want to understand more about what you are talking about, then you'll be able to tell them more about yourself and more about that particular things you are trying to market to them.
Okay.
We are projecting Yoruba culture to the world, and we know it's not going to be an easy thing. So we prepare ourselves for that, and ever since we started, we have been facing the challenges behind it, because it's not easy. Something that has been affected for a long time. You cannot just put it back to the normal place at the right time. Yoruba language has been in existence even before Chinese language.
Wow.
But see how Chinese language is accepted in the world today.
That's right.
And
That's
some
right.
other language as well. I'm not here to criticize any language, but what I'm just trying to say today is that Yoruba language is not even Nigerian language at all. It's not only Nigeria country speaking Yoruba language. is in about 5 continents in the world.
Wow.
That they speak Yoruba language. And that is the one we have been discovered. What about those ones that have not been discovered yet? And then, now let us talk about migrating aspect of it. Like most of Nigerians, or let me say most of Yoruba speaking language people, they have been to many parts of the world today, and most of them forgot about their language.
That's right.
And identity is very important in life. And your culture is your identity. And what can speak from your culture is from your heart. It is from your heart you decide what you want to do today. Then you now speak it out.
That's right.
So your culture is even part of your thoughts. Not only what you do a day to day. It's even part of your thoughts. Some people cannot communicate. Either they are deaf and dumb, but they think. So how are they thinking? Are they thinking in their language? Are they thinking in other language? And that is why English we say, what is your first language? Or your mother tongue? Because they believe that when your mom or your mother is breastfeeding you, you are looking at eyes.
Yeah.
You are trying to learn. And the first language she will be used to communicate with you is our own language.
That's right.
And today we realize that our mother language is no longer our language. Because if mama can be Ajoke, can be Romoke, but the children can't even communicate in their mother language, then definitely it's no longer a mother tongue.
That's right.
So we have to go back to the way things is done. And that is the reason why we come up with Acha Day.
Wow.
Like this, Cultural Day. Let us find a day to display our culture. Let us find a day. Because when we start to teach the children Yoruba language, we realize that it's not only the language we lost. We lost culture, we lost tradition, and we lost what they call humanities.
That's right.
And Yoruba have humanities, and that's why they call us Omoluabi. Because it's in us. We know how to greet people based on what they are doing.
That's right.
When you see people plating here now, we not just say Kushel, no. You say, Ojugboro. So, whoever does not even understand that language will not know what they are trying to say.
Yeah.
Then the other person will tell you, oh yeah. That is, we have been doing it. We see that your face is so concentrated on what you are doing. So we are not telling you that we see you that you are more focused on what you are doing. You will not be the one to reply them that, oh yeah, that is what I'm doing. I'm trying to separate it and be able to put this together. But I promise you, I'm going to do it well.
Yeah.
So yeah. So a lot of things is so educative. Thank God. You are a knowledgeable person and you are a teacher of teachers. So when we are talking about teaching people, you know, it's not about what we communicate through our mouth. We are talking about practical aspect of it. It's very important. And our culture is so endowed with practical aspect of life.
That's right. Wow. Thank you so much for that. You really expand and you've given us details about what Asha Day is. Now, I will quickly ask you, just give us a very short version. I can see that you are so passionate about this day, Asha Day. You are so passionate about the culture, and now not to just bury it and put it somewhere. So, can you tell us the source of that passion? You know, like somebody will say, I'm just too passionate about helping people or this. So, what is the source, or what is making you kick?
Thank you so much, ma. Most of the time, if I have the opportunity to talk to people about my journey so far on this cultural tour, or let me say on this cultural project, what passionates me most is my late father of blessed memory, because we are from royal family, and also he was a chief during his lifetime, and he's not an ordinary chief, he's an high chief, that many people come to him for advice, many people come to him for help, and many people also bring their children to raise, because they believe that he's so knowledgeable and he knows more about culture. And to apply that to our ways of life, especially me, I'm talking about, I personally, I realize that it helped me a lot. Not to look back to what is happening in our society today, I realize that we lack culture. We lack what they call Omoluabi. And that Omoluabi alone is beyond religion.
That's right.
I realize that people hide behind the religion to do a lot of things, which is not something I want to talk about today. But let's be sincere with ourselves. Whatever you receive in full and you cannot give it out in full, it means that you have already wasted it somewhere.
That's right.
When you are sent to school by a parent that does not even know how to read and write, and you come back and telling that family that your language is a vernacular. So it means that something happened along the lines.
That's right.
Because for people that they are sponsored through cocoa money, farm money, and they got to where they are today, and they're making us believe that if they train their children the way they are trained, their children is not going to be great in life. But let's see what is happening in our society today. None of my mates or none of my seniors then ever look at our parents one-on-one like this and talk to him rudely. No, it will never happen because we are so cultured.
Yeah. We
lack that today. And we need to bring it back to our society, and that is why we said that's why we call the topic of this year that we want to bring unity, building a peaceful environment and unity, because our society is not peaceful. Forget that we are in abroad. A lot of things is even happening here, not only in Nigeria or some other part of the world. Things is happening here. You heard about a child having a gun at home, and little things happen with the parent, you will see how he bring the gun out and shoot the mother or father.
That's right.
So a lot of things is that we are seeing today is not culture. Because there's one Yoruba just says, Omo ta ako, lo mangbele ta akota. That is, a child that we fail to train, we definitely sold house that we built. You know, when you fail to build your society, there is nothing you can get in return.
That's right.
So we need to wake up. We need to call people that this has been done in the wrong way. Understanding your language, it doesn't have any effect on you.
That's right.
It doesn't have any negative impact on you. Understanding your culture doesn't take anything away from you. There's one Yoruba they say, that is to say, the clothes you bought in Gbagi market is just an addition. At least you didn't went there nakedly. Yeah. You have something on you. Yes. So definitely whatever you learn is an addition. I used to, anytime I'm in Yoruba class, I have some of my students. Let's assume you have a tab and I give you another one. Are you going to take away the former one? He said no. So now how many tabs you have now? He said 2. So it's still the same thing. When you acquire other language to what you have before, it's an addition. Some people can speak 5 languages. Some people can speak 6 languages. But it's going to be so sad when you now say your name is Adeni, and they now say, oh, which part of what are you from? You say Yoruba, and can you communicate in Yoruba? Not really. So those are the things that make me more passionate about what we are talking about Ashade today. Okay. And our culture is so wide, it's more than the language aspect of it. Even in religions, sometimes when you begin to look at Yoruba proverb, you will not be wondering, is it the same thing with Bible? Is it the same thing with Quran? Because he appreciates a lot about what God really wants us to do. He appreciates a lot about what God really wants us to be in societies. Because imagine a child is doing something that is not proper and the parents say, Omota bamba witon waruki. So he's telling you that a child that we are one and is trying to be stubborn, he or she will definitely be destroyed. So is that not word of God? They are trying to let them know that it's very important for you to listen to whatever they are telling you. So those are the things we have been lacking today. That's right. I used to know my uncle as my father. I used to know my aunt as my mother. But today, they have made us to understand that they are the witches. They are the wizard. We are not running away from them. Most of the people that come to abroad today, that is for you to know that Oyibo people also respect family. Yes. They say, let us take Manitoba provincial nominee for example. They say, bring your cousin, your first cousin, your brother, your blood brother. Then you can nominate them. They are your family. Because they know that when you get here, you cannot deny them. Yes. But back home now, how many of us even really know our cousins? Let us take all these our children for example. Most of them, they are not even close to their cousin or their father, brother, their father, sister, because they have made them to understand that they are bad people. And our culture does not encourage something like that. We don't get anything from hatred. Even in the word of God, he said, he said that I don't want to be quoting the word of God here, but I'm trying to let you know that the two are working together. Culture and word of God is working together, because the word of God said, whatever you do to others shall be done unto you. And he also said, if your way pleases God, you will even be at peace with your enemies. So you just do your own part, regardless of what people may say, or regardless of what people may do back to you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you. I want to quickly use myself as an example, and all these little kids that are just coming to Canada.
Yes, ma'am.
I was born in Nova Scotia.
Wow.
And I was taken back to Nigeria when I was 3 years old. Now, it took 12 years for me to know Yoruba, because to really write it out.
Yes, ma'am.
Now, there are some pronunciation, or there are some proverbs that I don't even know. Now, comparing myself with all those young kids that are born here and other things like that, most of them doesn't even know how to pronounce their name correctly.
Yes.
You know, right? Like, I'm a teacher, when I'm doing attendance and I say Adekunle, he will look at me. You are the first that pronounce my name well. Now, what are your plans apart from Yoruba school? I know there is Yoruba school, but what are your plans for families so that that language will not die in between? How they will be able to bring those young kids along language-wise? Because most homes, they don't speak Yoruba. Yes. We don't speak Yoruba at home. I do with my husband, but the same with other families too. So what is your program so that this young generation we will be able to carry them along? You know, you are doing Ashade now, and you know, you are so young and vibrant. Now, by the time you are 70, 80, you should have at least one Joshua or Caleb that will come after you and take over what you've been doing. So do you have any plan for families, or is there any way you can encourage them to bring their children along?
Thank you so much, man. That is a very good question. Actually, when you are coming up with those questions, first thing that first comes to my mind is that talking about the family, Yoruba say Latin question lode. If you want to be well represented outside, definitely you must prepare the children from the house. Having a cultural museum in Winnipeg is not only one of our, it's not even only where we are going. The plan about the future is very wide, but we cannot do it alone. The reason why I say we cannot do it alone is that I'm not even concerned about what Ashade is going to bring for me, because you know, anything you may have done, even sacrifice your family, your life, your finances to. So definitely is something that you have already dedicated your life for.
That's right.
And it's very important for us when we are doing something to think about the life after death. Life after death is the result of what you establish when you are no longer here. Because these countries, when you look around, you will hear a lot of complaints. When you look at the years they have been established, you will like, this is like 40th generation. How come are they be able to run this up to now? It's because there is what they call structure. So the structure we are putting on ground now is making it so easy for anybody to be involved. And I will tell you one secret of it is we make it not for profit. So it's me that is only people that can be so passionate about it will call me. Whoever want to come because of money will not be able to call me, because he has already been there that this is not for money making business. I have my business. I have other things I'm doing. In fact, most of the time I using 90% of my personal business income to nurse this project, because other people also have their own own personal things. You cannot continue to be approaching them for money assistance. Even this year we make it free program because we are encourage people to come out. And the museum itself is not going to be with fee. It's a free entry. We want people to come and do project. We want people to come and do research. We want people to come and know more about us. Maybe those particular things they feel like so fetches, is this, is that, they will now see by themselves that is different from what they have been told in the past.
Wow.
So that is one of the things. You need to first win the soul of people to what you are doing.
That's
before
right.
they now make a personal choice to do what you are doing. My immediate family, my children speak my language, and that is the only means of communication I have with them.
Okay.
But I can speak for myself. I cannot speak for other family.
That's right.
So the only thing we can do is to encourage. And by doing that, we are open to anybody that wants to be part of us. We are open to anybody. There is nothing hidden. It's a very open something.
That's right.
If we collect funds from government, you are going to see it. You are going to know what we have gained. Even the debt we have on us, I don't think we can finish it in 10 years' time. So I'm not even bothered about that. What I'm bothering about is the success of the project.
Okay.
And people are welcome to be part of us. But we can only encourage people. We cannot force them.
That's right.
Because if they come willingly, definitely they are going to make their own impact as well.
That's right. Thank you so much.
Thank you, ma'am.
I'm going to talk about one part of the program that some people, let me say some, they are talking about.
Yes, ma'am.
They said we have something called African time. And they said since we are living in Canada, we should get used to starting on time.
Yes.
Now, this is a 2-day program.
Yes.
So we have one on Friday, November 25th,
Yes.
and one on Saturday, November 26th.
26, yes.
Now, can you tell us the time it will start for each of the day? And what they asked me was that, are they going to start on time?
Thank you so much, man. That is a very good question, actually. Sometimes we could not control people availability. But we can only start when we see that the crowd is available.
Yeah, enough. Okay.
As a preacher, you will not be preaching to the shares. You need to preach to people when people are available.
Yeah.
So we are trying our possible best to make sure that 1:00 p.m. is 1:00 p.m. officially. But for people that we know that before they come down from their car, before they dress, come at 11.
Okay.
That is, you want to snap, you want to do this, but by 1:00, officially, the government official will be there and we are starting the program.
Is that on Saturday?
Yes, on Saturday.
Okay.
And for the museum grand opening event, we are having the we are open the museum by 1:00 p.m.
Okay.
But we encourage people to come as early as 12:30, so that by 1:00 when we started, they will know that we have started and the museum is open to everyone.
Okay.
To see what we have there.
Okay. Thank you so much for that.
Thank you, ma'am.
Another question I have for you is that
Okay, ma'am.
this Asha Day,
Yes, ma'am.
how is it helping the community? Especially Nigerian community, and there's some other community that are they really want to know more. So they want, if you can just give them a breakdown of what it entails.
Thank you so much, ma'am. Asha Day is about preservation of language, cultural heritage, and anything that preserves heritage is also keeping the nature forward.
Okay.
Because when they told you about your language and you never been to the country where it's been popularly speak, and you have never have much understanding about it, now we bring it to your doorstep. Those people you have been seeing on your television, like I'm talking about the artists, you will see them physically here without paying any money. Those people you have been seeing as a government official, they don't have any reason to come to your church on Sunday. They don't have any reason to come to your mosque on Friday. They don't have to come to your house of worship on the day you choose to be doing your own worshiping. But now they are coming for this program.
Okay.
Come and have a picture with them. Come and talk to them. Okay. Come and make them know your concern about the community. Like for instance, now Nigerian ambassador to Canada is going to be there on that day. So it's an opportunity for us here in this community to meet with him, talk to him, eat with him. So apart from that, we also involve in educating about the language. We also involve in sponsorship in terms of scholarship. We are also involved in terms of tourism.
Wow.
In 2019, we sponsored some students back to Africa to see little things about Nigerians, about Yoruba culture, and they come back to Canada with more better knowledge and understanding about their culture. So those are the things we are open for. We are open for collaboration with other agencies or with other organizations that they feel like they need something like what we are doing to be able to project the culture.
Okay.
I've come several times, people have come to collect local mats, drums from us for free, just to beautify their occasion. And we are proud of that, because if we can be doing something in Canada and you realize that our local mat that we feel like is no longer useful can be part of what you want to use for decoration, is an achievement for us.
That's right.
So it's a win-win game. We are taking from our culture to showcase to the world, and you are showcasing something that is going to beautify your life or your event. So it's a win-win game. So we have a lot of things to do in the community. Okay. We are ready to mobilize people in terms of cultural aspect of it, because I realize that it is only in terms of religion people believe you are making a crusade. You can also make a crusade for your language. It's dying. We need to revive it. It's dying. We need to bring it back. We need to let the people know the value of it. And by doing that, for instance, I choose sometimes like I will only communicate in Yoruba. I will give my speech in Yoruba, because I look at myself, how many English can I even speak? But this is my own language. That is my first language. That is what I know how to speak very well. And that is why I choose to communicate to my children in that language, because I know I will be able to tell them everything I want in that language. But the moment I choose to pretend speaking English to them, there will be some certain thing I want to tell them. I won't be able to say it, because I'll just say, come on, show, and I walk away. And that is how many families have been living their life. They want to express their feeling to some extent. Okay, there was a time one video go viral like that. I think the guy did a prank on his parents, and it's like I think he's a 16-year-old boy, and he said he impregnated a lady, and the father was like, "Do you even know what you are saying? Do you because the man doesn't even know what to say again.